Good morning and welcome to Motivational Monday. My name is Bill DeWeese, professional voiceover talent, voiceover coach, and I'm so glad you've joined me for the morning live stream, which we do each and every weekday morning, right around 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time. So thanks for stopping by. A couple of notes. First of all, before we get started, make sure that you have subscribed, like, share the video. And also, if you are not signed up yet for my upcoming class tomorrow night, I'm going to be teaching tomorrow night. It's a live event, my six-figure multi-touch marketing system for voiceover. It is a must see for those of you who really want to dig in and you want to go to the next level and to build income, to add additional income. This is what it's all about tomorrow night. Below is a link to get signed up. I hope to see you in class tomorrow night. So this morning, I want to talk to you about your voiceover legacy for Motivational Monday. I don't have a quote for you. I want to challenge you a little bit to think about some things this morning. It came about from my trip this past weekend. My wife and I traveled back to the Chicagoland area to spend time with two of our kids and our three grandchildren, which was unbelievable. I look so forward to those times, and they mean so much to us. But it really got me thinking big picture when it comes to voiceover. And I'll be honest with you, when I first got into voiceover, I wasn't thinking big picture. I was thinking survival, as so many of us are, I think, when we come into voiceover. Uh, Back at that time, I was in a job where I was being downsized, and the business was going out of business. So I was on a very short road. I was running out of runway quickly, and I had to figure out a way. And I'd already been cut down to half time, and so I had to figure out a way to start making money and start doing it as quickly as I can. And voiceover, I often refer to it as my Hail Mary pass because I had no clue whether I could make it or not. And even I really didn't even understand what all was involved, but I needed to do something. I did. Long story short, not only did I end up being able to replace the income that I had, but build a substantially larger income, substantially than I'd ever had in my life, and continue to do that. I even became, a part of my voiceover legacy now, as I look back, is becoming a voiceover coach, which was not on my radar, not by a long shot. But I love that quote that says, "We are not what we do, but we do what we are." And with my background in an academic setting as a teacher and also as a talent coach in broadcasting, I guess maybe I should have expected that at some point that's the way that my career would turn once again. But as I look back at what voiceover has done for my family, it's far more than I could ever expected. And of course, the first thing that may come to mind is financially. And sure, when I got into voiceover, not only was I in the process of losing my job, we were $10,000 in debt for a credit card debt, which by some folks' measures, not all that much. By others, it's a whole lot. But we've been carrying that for a long time, and just we're struggling to get that, paid down. And we were just, dealing with the month to month of paying bills and putting food on the table and, all of that kind of stuff. And within short order, voiceover allowed me to pay that off, which at that point in time, that was a huge deal for us. That was a big deal. And it just gave me a taste of what was possible. And, as I moved on and continued to grow my income, and it afforded us the ability to do things that we wanted to do financially in terms of, live in the house we wanted to live in, buy the cars we want to, that kind of stuff. It allowed us to be far more generous than we had been to help some folks out, we were really grateful for that opportunity, but also allowed me to save, to invest, to know that my family's taken care of, not just for the here and now, but for a long time into the future. But beyond all of that, and really what I want to get you to do today is to think big picture, your vision, not just the financial part. Yes, it's a huge deal. And especially when you're first getting started, it's probably a very big deal. Most people who come into this are either want or deeply desire to make more money. But I want you to begin thinking about the ripple effects, because that's something that wasn't on my radar when I first started. But every choice that we make has a ripple effect for those around us. And as I look back, the picture starts to become very clear to me. Two of my kids now are involved in the voiceover industry and very successful at what they do. My son Alex, as an audio engineer, and I don't think there's a day that goes by that I don't receive an email from somebody telling me how wonderful he is and how gifted he is at what he does and how helpful he is. And then my daughter Mallory, who's just doing incredibly well as a voiceover talent and who has helped hundreds of people build their voiceover businesses as well. And I'm proud of all my kids, and what they do. And frankly, I could care less whether my kids are involved in voiceover or not. That was never my goal for them, nor would it ever be. All I want them to do is I want to do, what it is that they desire to do, what they have a passion, what they have a passion to do. But beyond that, and this is, I think, for me, the bigger picture, I want those around me, my family, to be empowered to be able to take care of their families for generations to come. And that's what I want my legacy to be. To my family and for those that I coach, to start to turn a corner where I don't want my kids or my kids' kids or my kids' kids to ever be at a place where they feel stuck. Um, they feel that they don't have the tools to do what they want to do, that they know how to build, that they know how to create. And being in voiceover, far beyond the voiceover part of it, it was about learning how to become the kind of person that can create, that can build. I don't feel like a victim. I don't want my family to ever feel like a victim, that they can't make choices that will move them forward. For me, it's never been, things like, awards and recognition. I don't need that. Don't want that. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you're all about. But what my goal is, and I hope this resonates with you, is that I want my legacy to be that my family, that my kids, my grandkids, my great grandkids, my great grandkids will come back and be able to watch like my blueprint training programs. And whether they're in voiceover or not, they'll begin to understand how business works, how they can create something, how they can build something, whatever it might be, whatever their heart's desire is, that they'll never feel like they're a victim, but they always have options because they have the power to create and the tools and understanding. And hopefully we'll instill in them the courage to make those kind of choices. And I see that I can see that developing, and that's what I want to continue on. And so again, this morning on this Motivational Monday, just want to encourage you to begin to think bigger picture. Yes, right now it may be about digging out of a hole. It may be that you've been laid off. It may be that you hate your job. And those are really good reasons to look at voiceover. But beyond that, the impact, the ripple effect, the butterfly effect, as some people call it, the legacy that you leave, which will go on for generations after you're gone, can start today with the choices that you make today. And when you really stop and think about that, that's a pretty mind-blowing thing. It's a big responsibility that I have, that you have, that we all have in the choices that we make. So think big picture. And I don't just mean big numbers, big money. Sure, I want that for you. But I want you to think in terms of what is it that you want to create today that will empower and help your family for generations to come. Voiceover has been, for us, the perfect vehicle for that. Perhaps it is or will be for you as well. And that's what I want for you. And I got a sense that's what you want as well, or you wouldn't be here watching this video. So let that be your thought for this Motivational Monday. Spend some time this week. Think about what you want. Get a clear picture of what you want to see happen as a result of your time, your commitment, being involved in voiceover and working as a voiceover talent and building something substantial for you, your family, and perhaps for your family for generations to come. By the way, take a moment. Let me know who you are, where you're watching, where you're listening from this morning. I would love to see you here. I'm going to check in to see who we've got on this morning. We've got Mark in Albuquerque, Melissa in San Diego. We've got Corey in Whitehall, Wisconsin, Phil in Tokyo, Janet in Florida. Let's see here. MG in North Carolina, Patrick in Maryland. Hey, Julie in Humboldt, Pennsylvania. Michelle in Indianapolis. Neil in Fairfield. We've got Dave from New York in the house this morning. Sandra in Dallas-Fort Worth, Luke in Ankara, Turkey, Let's see. Atlanta's checking in. John, good morning to you in the far west Chicago suburbs. Signed up for the class tomorrow night. Excellent. Looking forward to seeing you there, John. And guys, if you're not signed up for that class, this is how we make the secret sauce. Going to be lifting back the veil, the curtain. You're going to see what I do in the kitchen to build a voiceover business, the multi-touch marketing system. And once you understand it, once you get it, and you begin to implement it, nothing will ever be the same again as far as your voiceover business. Let's see here. We've got Wade in Philadelphia. Good morning, Steve and sunny Oshkosh. Claudia, good morning to you. Gertie, how are you this afternoon in Belgium? Tim in Salt Lake. Theo, good morning from the Chicago Metro System. Lowly cruising past the colorful graffiti only visible from the train. Kim in Kingston, Ontario. Ed in Santan Valley, Arizona. I did enjoy the weekend. Thank you so much. It was so cool. My youngest grandson is actually we weren't able to see his baseball game is tonight. We couldn't be there for that tonight. However, he does get personal one-on-one coaching from a guy who used to be in the Chicago White Sox organization. And so he was working on his pitching and his batting yesterday. That was a lot of fun to see. My granddaughter was part of a school program. She's in second grade. And so they sang a bunch of songs and we had the time of our life. We had so much fun. Dr. Bob, how are you doing this morning? He says, thanks for the video training and advice and encouragement you give us. My pleasure, Bob. Hey, Tim in Altoona, David in Louisville. Let's see here. Working on sound design for an audio series this week. Awesome. Hey, Rusty in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And greetings from West Virginia. Love it. Jason in Mobile, Alabama. Steve in Pembroke Pines, Florida. Hey, Tony, how are you doing on the southern coast of Ireland? It's lunchtime here. Hope you had a great weekend away. What are your thoughts on the likes of ChatGPT as a tool to be used in voiceover? Well, I think it's more of a tool for those who write copy as opposed to those of us who read. I mean, I'm fascinated by it. It will be interesting. I think what we'll see it as more as a creative tool, specifically ChatGPT as a writing tool. So I think you'll see your clients using it more and more for sure, if they're not already. Hey, John in Stewartsville, New Jersey. Barb, good morning to you in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Wendy, how are you in the Catskills? Tim says, one reason I considered voiceover was because there would be recordings of my voice that would always last long after I'm gone. Yeah, absolutely. I think about that with my YouTube channel. I think, wow, my great grandkids at some point may be watching YouTube videos and watching my full, training programs and the voiceover blueprint. It's kind of mind-boggling it's kind of hard to wrap your head around when you really start going down that road. Hey, Michelle, good Monday morning to you in Oregon. Or Michael, I'm sorry. Robert in Connecticut. Oh, thank you, Theo. Hey, Wally, good morning. Joanne in Barbados, good morning to you. Luke in St. Louis. Hey, Rob Ryder in Beaufort, South Carolina, headed home. Awesome. I love it down that way. It's so beautiful. The Low Country. David Parker, how are you doing? Watching in the booth. Watching you in the booth is like watching Gordon Ramsay on MasterChef. Well, thank you, David Parker in Canal, Winchester, Ohio. I appreciate that. Hey, Danny in the Netherlands. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Awesome. Oh, we've got greetings from Germany this morning. Good morning or good afternoon to you, Eric in New Jersey. Hey, guys, thanks again for being here. Being part of voiceover, just keep this in mind. It goes so far beyond probably what you're thinking about now. And I understand there's the immediate concerns of getting things set up and, marketing and demos and all that kind of thing. But the long-reaching effects of the choices we make now can be something really, really special. So take some time this week, just think about it, maybe jot down a few thoughts. And hopefully that will continue to motivate you toward on your journey to voiceover success. Have a great day. Have a great week. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. And don't forget to sign up for the class. Description below, there's the link. All right, we'll see you then.